he singing along with that, or what?
Kind of looks like it a little bit.
Yeah, this is cool because this is the anime song, huh? Anime intro song.
Yeah.
All right, and that's supposedly us, I think, because you create a character or whatever. All right, Dan. Look at that! We're playing Dragon Ball XenoVerse. Isn't that exciting?
It is. I've actually seen a lot about this game. It looks really fun.
Yeah, we'll put it down to 2 there, because we don't want to be drowned out now, do we?
I don't know. Maybe we do.
So, the cool thing about this game is that we were watching the intro and I caught a little bit of it in the recording, but it looks like it's like its own plot, which is not typically what happens with Dragon Ball games. They're usually just like adaptations of previous games.
Yeah, it's usually just like the main sagas of the show, just in fighting
with
form,
new features.
Fight this person.
Yeah.
And obviously it's different for each game.
And like a Dragon Ball game comes out like every year. Like last year there was Dragon Ball Battle of Z, which didn't really get that good reviews. XenoVerse got a lot better, like seemed better received.
I didn't really know anything about Battle of Z.
It's cool with XenoVerse because the whole thing with it is that you create your own character. It's not really an MMO, but it is weird because you kind of interact with other players online and stuff. But you go back in time to like fix the Dragon Ball Z canon kind of, which is cool because it's kind of in line with what's happening with the Dragon Ball property lately.
Yeah. Maybe they did that on purpose.
I know, it just, all this stuff seems like Battle of Z, or Battle of the Gods came out, and that like kind of took place after Majin Buu Saga and kind of ignored GT.
Yeah.
Just recently, they announced, so we're just getting thrown right into the game right now.
Yeah, there's like...
This is like the Frieza battle. I don't really know how to play this game, but I'm just gonna button mash. But Dragon Ball Super was announced, which is done by Akira Toriyama, and it's going to take place after the Majin Buu Saga, and presumably ignore the events of GT. So it is interesting, like, so many years after Dragon Ball Z, like...
I kind of find that hilarious how, like, they're just ignoring the whole story of GT because they're like, embarrassed of it?
They haven't really said that. I don't know if they really exactly said that, but pretty much
it kind of seems like it, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's evidence of it.
Right. Yeah, so this game's just getting right into it. So this is obviously in the Frieza saga when Goku and Frieza were fighting.
Yeah.
I'm literally button mashing. I don't know any of the controls.
Well, I'm guessing if it's anything like BT3.
I don't know if it is, man. That game came out a long time ago.
Don't you dare talk about Krillin!
We got he's getting angry. I like Dragon Ball Z.
It's amazing.
I don't know if it's amazing. Like, it's like a really important and cool... My favorite parts of Dragon Ball Z are the parts that are like filler. Like, my favorite parts of Dragon Ball...
just meant the whole, like, Dragon Ball franchise.
Dragon Ball is awesome, I think. Dragon Ball Z, I'm much less...
Dragon Ball is my favorite because it's, like, the funny, like...
And adventurous, and...
Where they don't censor anything either.
It's like, weird.
Yeah.
At the end, by the end of Dragon Ball, there was a lot more, like, fighting going on, which was fine. Yeah. I like that. But then by Dragon Ball Z, it's, like, getting kind of crazy. When I look at Dragon Ball Z as a whole, I do really like it. Like, all the arcs and stuff. Yeah. But when you're watching all 270 episodes or whatever...
Yeah, it's kind of...
It's like, okay. So it looks like it's just taking us through, like, the main battles of
the fighting Cell now.
Yeah, it's perfect form. I actually just recently finished watching Dragon Ball Z all the way through. For like, I mean, I already knew the story and everything, and I read the manga, but I actually for the first time watched all of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen like every episode. I don't think I've seen a lot of the episodes in the Buu Saga. I haven't seen a lot.
The ending of Dragon Ball Z is like really anticlimactic, which we've talked about. I think. Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
I think I've seen that last episode though, of like the ending.
Yeah, it's not,
like it's about Oog.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, but I'm excited for Dragon Ball Super because it's actually being worked on by Akira Toriyama.
Do they say anything about it?
I think it's airing in June, but in Japan. So I don't know.
Like
when
I mean, like
they might have. I only saw I pretty much saw the headline of people
Is
like
Goku
tweeting
in it?
Yeah, it follows all
the characters.
Family, yeah. The whole Goku thing. The coolest thing about Dragon Ball Z is not the fighting, like I said. It's Dragon Ball Z specifically, not Dragon Ball. It's like the scope of it. Like it takes place over so many years, really. Like from the beginning of Dragon Ball Z to the end of Dragon Ball Z. Especially if you look at the beginning of Dragon Ball to the end of Dragon Ball GT. Like it's like such an epic story of like this guy Goku who's like an alien and like his whole family and stuff.
and
Yeah.
like fights all these overpowered people.
Well, that's what I mean. That's not the
It
coolest
is.
part to me. The coolest part to me is like he has a son Gohan who has a kid, and like it's just like it keeps
Yeah.
generations of this like crazy family. Like that's the coolest part of Dragon Ball Z. To
That
me.
is, yeah, true. And then like there's Vegeta, and then generations of his family.
Right. It's just this. All the characters involved is really cool. I don't know what's happening. Obviously something's going on because all the events are like in these weird crystals. But
I know that main villain is behind it.
yeah,
You
so that's
saw
what,
the
that's what we
intro.
were saying earlier too. It's like its own story, and there's like villains and characters created specifically for this game.
Yeah,
So I don't know if this game is canon.
yeah,
But-
right. I don't know if it is even.
I
But
better start fighting with
Super
everything
Saiyan
I've
3
got. We lose. This
Yeah.
whole universe is going to be torn to bits.
could do.
This game is pretty.
Pretty.
This is the obviously this is the most recent Dragon Ball Z game I've ever played.
It is the most recent.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z
that's ever been released. But I'm saying it looks good like on
Yeah.
PS4, even though it was on PS3. I think it wasn't like next gen only or new gen only. I don't call it next gen anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Does anybody call it next gen anymore? No.
People, I do let it slip sometimes, like I just said, but like it's technically not next gen. You know?
I remember when I heard the PS4 was like in development, I was like, "Whoa, PS4!"
Yeah.
That like it seems so far fetched to me about like the idea of a PS4.
Right.
And it comes out, and it's like, oh, it's kind of just a thing now to me. Like, I mean, it's cool. I like PS4.
Yeah, it's just the norm
Like, all
now.
the next gen consoles, like it's not like I don't freak out about it. It's like, whoa, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just that's just how new things work. When they're new and you don't have it yet, you're like, oh, that's gonna be so cool. And when you have it, you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love my PS4, but oh shit. These guys, they're not putting up. This isn't too hard. I guess it's because it's like the first
Yeah,
level. I don't really know what's happening. Like I said, we just pressed game start and they got into this.
History is changing.
Here we go. Now this is what I mean. Now we're getting into
Flow
the
of
plot.
time. Something's very odd about it. At this rate, history.
It is, like I said though, it is kind of like weird. It's like kind of like
Everything will
referencing
collapse.
like GT. It's like
Kinda. Yeah.
like I don't know. Maybe the concept of this game was conceived in order to kind of set people up and think about Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, because this came out obviously before Dragon Ball Super was announced. Because Dragon Ball Super was announced just like a while ago. Looks like they're doing the intro again.
Maybe the Dragon Ball Super. This is like starting it up.
I don't think it has any ties to it. I just think
No?
I just think it's like supposed to be like in your mind of like, oh, canon is changing. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
to keep in the direction of the direction the Dragon Ball franchise right now is like changing. And so
No, yeah,
the
it
theme
is,
of this game
definitely.
is that things are changing, and then Dragon Ball Super is changing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
I haven't
no, I can
watched.
see that.
I haven't watched Battle of the Gods yet. I need to check that
I
out.
have. I have it on DVD.
I'll
watch it.
borrow it.
Yeah.
Wish I asked
Are
you
these
to
voice
give
actors the
Shenron.
voice actors from the show?
Your wish is
I don't know.
I think they are. That seems really familiar. I guess it depends. Oh, so this is us, I think.
Yeah. That's our character that we created.
So we saw that from the intro, but now it's probably going to go into the character.
So basically, the whole thing is
from a
okay.
land far
That's right.
away.
So Trunks gathers the Dragon Balls because that guy's messing with the cannon,
With
like the
time.
time and stuff.
War.
And Trunks wishes for a new warrior
And that's us. And
to help him.
that's kind of cool.
So, and then we create the warrior.
That is interesting
themselves.
concept. That is something that the Dragon Ball games needed. Like this hasn't really been
Yeah.
done because they were probably getting pretty stale. I know Battle of Z was not
Ultimate
really well done.
Tenkaichi had the character creation thing though.
Oh, did it really? But it
Yeah.
wasn't like done on this scale, I feel like. Or it wasn't like the focus, you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
game they marketed as like, hey, create your own hero and fight alongside everyone and fix the canon.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's our first episode pretty much, and we haven't even gotten to the character creation yet. We just got to
Now
it.
we're gonna.
So next episode we're gonna create our character. Alright.
Goodness.